Hello everybody, this is going to be an updated training video on how to build a new profile in search to see if a client that has contacted you, if they are already in our system. So if you see over here, I'm logged into the VCRM, and over here on the right side, you will see that this is our accreditation information, contact information for our agency. And all of you will have access to this. This number here, the CLIA number, that's what we're registered with almost all of the suppliers. And this number here, the true number, that is something that we are going to be getting rid of soon because we have grown. So we no longer will qualify for that. But just to give you a heads up, you won't need this information anymore. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up here to search. And let's say somebody contacted you through Facebook. You're almost positive that they haven't done anything with us before, but Facebook is a huge clientele basis for us, and a lot of our clients have been awesome about when we advertise that we have a new agent and we've created a Facebook business page for them. They also go and like it. So there may be something that you post that they like and they want information on, but let's say you're Sarah Pronger and you've done business with them several times, and this time Jessica Greider posts something and the client has gone to them and emailed or messaged Jessica and said, hey, you know, I would really like some information on this. Unless this is a direct friend of yours personally that you have brought in, or like a family member, it's pretty much open game if they contact another agent. We just want to be respectful and let it know. And there's going to be times where I get a lot of clients contact me a lot that will, they're friends of mine when I first started this, and then they'll contact us needing a package built, and I give that to another agent. So that happens a lot. So don't get protective or possessive over all of your clients, because a lot of times they haven't been just yours. So let's say we're going to go in and we're going to look for Larry Thompson. There's no record, so that means that they're not in our system. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and we're going to create a new profile. And we're going to do this instead of just sending them a link for a trip lead. And that's because I want you guys to know how to do this. So we're going to say his name is Mr. Larry Thompson. He's a customer, he's not a supplier, and he's not an agent. Let's say he owns Thompson Feeders. He's male. I don't have his birth date, his anniversary, and all this information yet. But let's say I've got his email, and I'm just going to put my email in as a contact information. That way when I show you how to use the correspondences, we won't get the fake email information that pops up. So we're going to put Jessica Greider down. And Facebook profile, I don't have that right now because he's a fake person, but this is where I would go in and click on his name and go to his page, and then up at the top in the web browser, I would copy this and then post it in there. And then prior travels, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to say he was referred by Facebook. And then you can put in there, you know, I know he's been a friend or whatever, a client of Sarah's. And so I put that information in there. This is where I would go in and I would put, you know, Thompson Feeders. This is a company that is big in the community and has helped us with projects and stuff like that before, to where if we were, for example, we get companies that will contact us and want us to build packages as a gift for one of their employees. And so that's something that we want to keep track of, that, this is somebody that has used us before. And so this has got all of our business information in there, but this is where you would go in and enter theirs. I'm going to erase all of this. We just know they're in Texas. Right now, we don't have any of this information. So I'm going to save it. Always make sure before you do anything else, you save it. Because if you don't and you move on to another section, they're not going to be there. So we're going to go over here to trip leads. When you get a web request, if somebody goes in and fills out the information for a trip lead, right here where it says trip name, it will automatically show web request lead. And that's where you come in and you automatically change this, because you can search also for your trips on a client. And then as time goes on and you have a client that's taken 5 or 6 trips with you, if all of them say web request lead, then searching by the name of the trip isn't going to do you any good. So that's where I always go in, and especially if you know that they like to go to a certain place, I'll put like the date beside it and everything. So let's say this is Jamaica getaway, and then I'll put May of 2019 beside it. And then right now, this is Griders, the lead status. This is the initial contact right now. Every time you go in here, not every time, but let's say right now is the initial contact. I'm building this and then I'm fixing to send them an email. Once you get the information from them and you send a quote, then you will go in here and you will change this to quote, and then you'll press save. But right now we're going to put this as initial contact. The type of trip, this is going to be, let's say, an anniversary trip. There's no groups that are with this. Trip date, we don't have an exact date, but let's just put the 31st. Estimated booking date, he wants to get it booked by Monday. He wants to do 4 nights. Cost, he didn't give me a cost. And you can leave that blank. You can leave all of this blank. But let's just say he said $3,300. I'm going to go in here. And first I'm going to say adults only. 2, they want a swim up room or balcony. And this is where you can add all your little extra information. If they are big on food, or they want a place that specifically has a spa treatments. So you know to go for places that have the spas. You're going to click on save. Now, you've got all of this in there. Correspondences, there's nothing in there because we haven't made contact with him yet. But this is where I would go in and I haven't figured out with their new program yet how to copy and paste into the correspondences. So I would go in and I would basically type the conversation from Facebook, and I would put in the notes, the date, that he contacted me the 22nd, and he told me that day, this is what he wanted, and I messaged him back and said, listen, it's going to be the weekend before I can jump on this, you know, if that's okay. And he said yes. So then I would go in there and I would say, you know, client contacted me via Facebook on post that I made on all-inclusive Jamaica sandals with promotions. Oh, and then told client I could not work on it until this weekend, and he is fine with, but needs it booked by Monday at latest. Okay, so now we've got the correspondence in there. Every time you speak with the client, it needs to be in here. This is important because this is legal documentation, and I'm telling you, someday down the road, we're going to need it for every agent. You may be doing this for 20 years and never have a problem and it never matter. But that one time you do need it, it needs to be factual. It needs to be based on the truth, and we need to have documentation. So when I come in here, it shows me. I go in here and look, and this will show me. It's taking a minute. I don't know why it's not showing up there. And if you enter it and it's still not posting and you add it on there 3 or 4 times, when you refresh, it'll show that you've posted it 3 or 4 times, and all you got to do is go over there and delete it. Let me see if it's showing up now. No, it is not. So I will have to fix that and find out why. But when you are texting clients, you find a way to paste it in there. And what I always do, and this is the way that it needs to be done with everything, is first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to copy okay, I need to go to my other email. I can't get to it because it's all right. And all of you will have this information to go in, but I add that, their email, I instantly click add to contacts, and then this email right here, this is something all of you need to have in your contacts. And anytime you email your client, you need to automatically add it in, because when you do, when you send that email, it automatically sends it to the correspondences. Jamaica anniversary. No, I'm just going to, that way when I get it in my admin email, I know that this isn't something important, but this will just let you know how to do this. Right. Good after Mr. Transformation ready to Okay, this is very important. Always ask if they have their passports. And if they do, when they expire, and ask them to immediately send them to you, a picture of them, and then you can upload the pictures to their file. And this will also make it easier when you are entering in passport information on their packages. And then say, do you have a budget in mind? Know how long you stay and what is your anniversary date? I don't know how to spell architecture. That's why spell check is awesome. Oh man. We'll just say history buffs. And this is example, and I'm typing all of this because this is an example of what I do with all of my clients. This is going to let them know real quick that you have a vested interest in building something unique just for them and not just trying to send them a package that you send everybody else. Even if it is the same package that you send everybody else and they don't want anything else included into it, it lets them know that you are trying to build a relationship with them. So okay, I've got that other email in there. I'm going to press send. I've got all of that in there. If you see, I'm trying to update. It takes a minute for it to come through. There it is. See, it takes a minute. This comes through. Let's see if it's going to let me. All right, they're still not showing anything on the other one, but this sends a direct copy of the email that I sent him. This keeps you from having to go in and copy and paste everything. And this is a legal documentation trace. And the reason I stress this is because there are times, and it happens a lot, where a client tells you they want a specific room type and they want a specific view and everything. And then when it comes down to the prices and everything, they go, you know, is there a way for us to downgrade? So you downgrade the room, they book it and everything, and then they get there and they go, this isn't what we booked. We wanted the room with the swim out suite and everything, and you're sitting there thinking, okay, what did I do wrong? You're stressing and everything. This is something you booked 9 months ago, so you can't remember all of the conversations. But you go through your correspondences, and if you've done them correctly and entered everything and have been coordinating with them via email, then you can go in and go, well, nope, see, that's what you were on board for, but in November, when you got the prices of the package, you changed your mind and decided this is the room that you wanted because of the price. This protects you legally because it happens all the time where they will put a claim in, and if you do not have documentation to back you up, it comes back on you as the agent. So I stress that very much. So now that we've got that in there, we've got trip leads, and it'll show up. Let's say I go up here under Jessica. And if you can hear Aaron in the background, I'm sorry. Larry Thompson, he's in our trip leads. If you don't put in that trip lead information, it doesn't show up in your trip leads. We're going to go to it. And that's it. Right now, this is the only trip lead we're working on for them. We've got the correspondences. And this will show all of the correspondences for the entire time that you are ever dealing with the client, and you are including that other email for the VCRM in there. So if you have any questions whatsoever, give me a call or email me or Aaron, and I hope this helps you. Thank you.